now listening to a Residudes Media production. You are now listening to a Residudes Media production.
Five p.m. this afternoon, the President of the United States arrives in town on a special. 5 p.m. this afternoon, the President of the United States arrives in town on a special.
You have now reached your destination.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Residudes podcast. If you don't know who we are, I am Karmic.
We are the Residudes. I am Andrew.
And we got on our third mic.
I'm Abby, guys. Hi.
We got Abby guys on third mic. Welcome, everybody. We have a fun one in store today.
We're going to come at you with some podcasting. Good morning. You're probably listening to this while you're waking up.
Maybe.
Or you've been awake for
Depends
the
if they're tuning in from Texas or Kansas. If it's Oregon, yeah, and you're a stoner, you're getting up right now.
It's 10 a.m., babe. We're waking and baking.
So I have stayed up the past 2 nights making a fun little quiz for you guys. And I'm going to test your guys' cannabis IQ.
As we can.
Do what? Are you trying to look at the answers?
Me? Yeah, totally. I'm always trying to cheat.
But no, first of all, we just wanted everybody to get warmed up in here, and just wanted to ask everybody how their past couple of days have been since we've been on the show. What you guys been up to?
My days have been okay.
Yeah.
I worked yesterday at bartending, and the boss came in, the big boss.
Okay.
And he's like the head of everyone, and I got a little scared, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my break and go get high, and maybe he'll be gone. And I got high, and he was still there. So I was like, oh no, he's probably in the back. I'm gonna blend in, and everything will be fine. So I get inside, and he's right at the front. And he looks at me, and he's like, you got a till? And I'm like, yeah. I
I've
do.
tilled the land before.
I have a till, and he's like, you down to cash me out? I'm like, oh fuck yeah. And I'm like blazed, like I just smoked a joint, like literally, like not a bowl or a vape pen. I just blazed a doobie in my car. I hotboxed it, and I'm like,
he's like, cash me out.
Yeah, and he comes up to me, he's like, who are you? What's your name? And I'm like, I'm Andrew, sir. I work here. And he's like, good to meet you, son.
Not for long, motherfucker.
and then he shook my hand. He shook my hand, and it was nice. It felt really comforting. And I don't want to go on a tangent.
His hand or his friendliness to you?
He shook my hand.
I know, but which one made you feel more comforting?
The thing that made me feel most comforting was my past experiences with cannabis bosses and dealing with their bullshit and their nonsense, and knowing that in all realness, the guy at the top doesn't give a shit about anything about his money. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Come at him real and like just be cool. He just wants his money, baby. You know what I'm saying?
That's why he was like, cash me out.
Yeah.
What about you, Abby? How's your days been doing some bud tending?
Honestly, it was a pretty rough day
Yeah?
yesterday.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a very terrible accident that happened in the front of our store. We ended up closing up early. It was a really bad.
Damn,
it was a really
I'm
bad
fucking
time.
up. Why didn't you warn me? Like,
I didn't want to talk about it, and I don't want to bring it up. 'Cause, like,
shit, man. I'm just like, how's everybody's week been? She's like, I saw something.
You don't want that. If you don't
terrible.
want to talk about
No,
No, if you don't want to talk about,
I don't feel like it would be respectful to the situation
exactly.
to talk about it.
Perfect. So we're gonna jump into this quiz.
Awesome.
We're gonna jump into this quiz,
You're
and we're gonna find out if they know
DJ.
their stuff.
Way to vet your guests
Wow.
before fucking. Anyways,
I need a pen and paper.
I got you, bro. I'll give you a pen. Hold on. Oh shit! I'm gonna stop on the cables. There has to be a pen somewhere.
Good luck.
There was one on the table.
There was.
Anyways,
we always had one.
that's okay.
I'll look for
No,
one.
no, no, it's
Sure?
okay.
Okay.
We're good.
You can use your my phone when you use my phone as a board.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to put a score down
Yeah,
to make sure that we can.
Oh shit! There's the pen. There you go.
Oh, we found it.
Found the pen.
Look at us.
What are we happening? What's the
All
house?
right. It's about 15 questions, and then there's gonna be a bonus question in the end.
Okay.
Look at you over here. You looking?
No. What's that? What's my IQ better be?
IQ is 420.
Who wrote that?
That was THC.
Did you write that?
He's an artist in Kansas.
What?
Yeah.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah,
I was
shout
like,
out THC.
nice.
We're gonna go A for Andrew and A for. Oh, that doesn't work. That does not work. We're gonna call you Ab.
That's fair.
And then you can call me and. So we don't confuse
Alright.
anybody.
So,
Yeah.
first of all, if you're enjoying this so far, go ahead and follow us on Instagram at Residudes. We do have a Twitter up now at
We
Residudes
do.
Media.
Oh, I guess I have to download Twitter.
I've never been into Twitter, but I guess I have to download a Twitter.
I have
now.
0 followers, so
What
someone
the
could go be
hell?
my first one if they
That's
want.
weird. That's cool. Twitter.
So-
We're doing Twitter. Huh. All right. We're doing Twitter now. The Residues
All right.
are on Twitter.
So,
Sorry.
do you want to use a buzzer? Do you guys want to put that buzzer out here?
I
And,
think it would be better if like Abby and I like said like yo. Like the first person to say yo gets to go first to answer the question, and respectfully we have to like look at each other and know that we're like who got the yo first. Like, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like if
Okay.
I got it half a second.
I'm very high, so in the moment it might not come out as a yo. It might come out as like a strangled noise.
Well,
But
then let's make the buzzer a strangled noise. Maybe
Cool.
Let's make it. Yes. I know the answer. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I'm just
So,
kidding. No, but we need to decide on a
Yeah.
fucking way to do this though.
I literally have a buzzer.
But like, the thing is, it's a tiny little button. It's
Hold
not-
on. Let me see if it'll.
I'm sorry.
Do you want to see if it'll work?
yeah, either one of you can hit something on there.
Hit.
One of you can have this one. Oh, that's annoying. Those are annoying. Welcome.
There's-
Welcome.
Awesome.
That's a nuts one.
Yep.
And
Oh, shit.
So let's just stick to that top one.
so, anyways,
Jeez. Let's just go through all of them.
I guess.
All right. First question.
Fuck.
Hold on. I need to reset the.
First question.
This is okay. No, that's cool. I mean,
Everybody's gone.
all the viewers left.
No,
as soon
this is
as we
probably
did
when
that
I
shit.
fucked it up at the beginning. No,
Just
no.
kidding.
Anyways,
Hold on.
true or false? The
Oh.
first thing sold on the internet was cannabis.
False. How about that's just how we do it? The first person to answer just gets the
Yeah.
answer, just to do it, and then if they're wrong, they're wrong. But I say false. What do you say?
I say false too.
False.
True.
It was.
True. The first, but it's complicated.
What?
It's complicated because they paid money, but they made the transaction online. They met up in person, but it was in 1972,
What?
and it was between MIT students and some other fancy college. And when the internet was first starting to be like made,
Wow.
then the first thing. But some people will argue and say the first e-commerce thing was a CD between friends, because they used a credit card.
Yeah.
But they only say the first one is, it's kind of, you never know because they use cash.
The first
You can't really-
internet interaction to get something good.
Yeah.
Was with weed.
Exactly.
I feel
So-
that, bro.
So no points, but you learned something.
I'll take the L. I'll take
According to the UN, what percentage of the world consumes cannabis?
the L. Ooh.
A, 2.2%, B, 6.9%, C, 1.9%, or D, 3.8%.
I'm gonna guess the 2%.
I'm guessing B. Do you know which letter 2% is?
Was it B?
No.
False. 3.8%. That's a tough one.
That's
a tough one.
How am I gonna guess?
Well, because
what
I
the
was trying
year-
to think, and I'm like state wise, it's usually in like the 20s
Yeah.
percent.
But
so
here's the thing. Everybody I know smokes weed.
that's because we're in Medford,
And
Oregon.
I know a lot of people, okay?
I'm here to make it difficult. That's okay.
Okay. I
It's
feel that.
okay.
No, I feel that. If I had my phone like open, I'd be acing this test. I hope you know that. But I don't. I'm doing this for real. And I get that. You know what I'm saying? Let's
All
do
right.
it.
So, true or false? Colorado was the first state to ban cannabis over a century ago.
False. I'm saying false.
I'm gonna say, I'll say true.
Andrew, you are correct. It was California.
What?
Very ironic, isn't
The
it?
Khalifas? No way, bro. That's whack. Really? First one to ban it, second one to we'll have it. What's up?
Right, with the medicinal. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, as we all know, Canada has legalized cannabis as a country. Can you name the other country to fully legalize cannabis?
Ooh. I'll let you guess first because I think I know this one.
Isn't it Austria or?
Is that your answer? Is your answer Austria?
Because is that the one that's right under Germany?
I don't know
I
what
don't know.
Austria is, babe.
I don't remember history. Does Austria still exist?
I don't know.
Okay, so that's your final answer. Austria, a country
I'm
that
so
most
sorry.
likely doesn't exist anymore. It's part of the Soviet Union. My answer is Amsterdam.
Wrong.
Oh shit!
Let you guys guess.
City.
I'll let you guys guess
Was it
another time.
Was it city or country?
Country.
Oh, it's country. Yeah, Amsterdam. It's country.
I'm not sure.
The
This is just
Netherlands?
really showing how dumb we
The Netherlands,
I
Australia.
thought you were gonna
give me
ask
like
me questions
give
about
me
like the
s-
plant.
in South America.
no. Give me like two more. Mexico, Brazil, Africa.
Uruguay.
God damn it!
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed the right
This is
answer.
difficult.
If you had given me time, I would have gotten that eventually.
Eventually,
I would have been like, "You're gay." He would have been like, "That's right, Uruguay." And then I would have been like, "Exactly." I said Uruguay.
wow. I've never heard
THC
that
is
one
fact
since-
checking me on here. I don't know if
Great.
you're right, man. I think staying up over 2 nights, you might be our web help. Go look it up for us and send us links if you got it. So, all right. True or false? The first flag made by Betsy Ross was made from hemp.
True.
Probably true. There's a shit ton of hemp growers back then.
I'm gonna give that to both of you.
Oh, but to me first, right? You're gonna give it to me first. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
gosh.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
So,
Hold on. I wonder if the Declaration of Independence is made of hemp. I think it is.
parchment or some sort of canvas. That's a random fact for you. Canvas is derived from cannabis.
Nah, but for real, the Declaration of Independence is made of blue jeans. Levi.
Levi.
For those of you who live in a different country,
Just do it.
All right. So, true or false? Alaska was the first state to allow personal use of cannabis.
True. First state?
Yes.
Because it's part of America? True.
With court ruling, but it was only allowed for personal use. So it was
And then-
very
and then
hard
they
to get
and then
around
they
it.
made
But
it illegal again?
yeah, and then
What
they
the
made it
fuck?
illegal again.
It's so... You know what? Hold on. Let's pause. Well, what the... They don't... They've been... Tell me one other thing that they have continuously banned and then unbanned. Alcohol, but I can't think of anything else that the U.S. government just keeps on the fucking
has such a
fence.
love-hate relationship.
Right.
with.
Exactly. You're okay with it.
There's
Oh,
so
no,
much
we
sexual
hate it.
tension between
we're-
marijuana and the
Just-
United States
just
government.
Fuck already. You know what I mean? Just fuck. We get it.
that's all
You know
we
what I mean?
need.
God damn it. All right, next question.
All right. Which state was the first state to legalize medicinal marijuana?
Colorado.
Oregon.
The state thing, because I studied it when I when I would do my what the fuck is it called when you try to get a job.
Just goes to show you how good
Resume.
I am.
I'll put on my resume like I went to these legal states and experienced it. Yeah, that's why I didn't get people to call me. But anyways, all right. Let's see. Keep saying false. Name 2 states that legalized recreational cannabis first? And bonus, if you can give me the year.
How am I?
Recreational.
It was very
cannabis.
important. You're from Texas.
In order?
You're from Texas. We're born the same
Are you
year.
asking me?
I'm gonna guess Oregon is one of them, and it was like 2014.
Okay.
Is the question to tell you a state that became legal and then the year it became legal? Is that the question?
Yes.
Okay.
A bonus for the
All right.
year.
New Mexico, 2021.
No.
One of the
Name
first.
the 2 states that legalized recreational cannabis first.
Oh, see, that's why.
First.
That's what I asked you. In order. Okay, first. Okay. Sorry. Florida. 2059.
Oh
kidding.
gosh.
No, but for real, Colorado, right?
Okay.
1994, 99, 98. My dick's leaning on that. What do you think?
All right. I'm gonna give you a point for Colorado. Now I'll give you guys both a chance to guess another state because you've been wrong otherwise.
Was it California?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oregon?
No.
Was
Close.
it Seattle?
Well,
Washington?
Was it?
thank you, Abby,
Damn it.
for a point.
Oh, fuck.
We're giving them away today.
Yay! First try.
We're just giving them
We're just giving them away
You
today.
just need to answer coherently.
All right. We're getting close to the end here, and it is neck and neck, folks. We have a 3-2 race with
gonna be
Abby in the lead
It's
right
gonna be a
now.
photo finish, and that photo is gonna be us stumbling.
Someone's
over
gonna be eating a
questions.
cookie, and another person's gonna be clearing a bowl.
You know what? Even if I lose, even if I win, I'm gonna want to do both. But
So I remembered the date because it was the date we graduated, so 2012, and that's because Kansas is right next to Colorado, and I was just pissed because I was like, all these motherfuckers going to Colorado for college right now, they're lucking out, they get to go fucking party and shit. But it was in 2012, and it was Colorado and Washington. So I think California wasn't even recreationally legal at that point. They were still medicinal.
no, they were, because I remember visiting him because he was stationed there in the Navy, and I wanted weed because I'm me, and it's 2012, and weed is not legal, recreationally. So I'm like, take me to the boardwalk. I will find weed.
Right.
I will find it. I'm me, and I will find it. So he takes me to the boardwalk, and I'm gonna be real with you. There was a black fellow was smoking a blunt at the boardwalk, and I walk up to him, and I'm like, hey, I need some weed, and he's like, come with me. So he took.
Come on.
He literally took me, and
Willy
I was,
Wonka.
and I was like, hell yeah.
Let me
And
take
he-
you to my factory.
it wasn't the fact that he was smoking a blunt that took it away. It was his backpack. He had a backpack with him, so I was like, okay, well, this motherfucker, like, he knows, you don't just, he's working. You know what I mean? So I'm like, give me some weed, and he was like, fuck yeah, come with me. So I go with him, and I end up waiting about 1.5 hours outside by an ice cream shop at the boardwalk, and my brother comes in.
I
he's
got
like,
robbed.
No. And my brother was like, what's happening? And I'm like, I'm waiting for weed. And he's like, this is bullshit. And I'm like, well, I mean, this is the drug dealer life. You don't pressure them. You ask, can you attain? And then you wait patiently. You're not like, hey, where are you?
That's for meth heads.
That's for meth heads. For weed, you ask them patiently, and then you fucking wait on your phone because that's what you fucking do as a human being. And he's like, okay. So I waited about 1.5 hours, and I got a bag of the brownest nug I'd ever seen. It was worse than Reggie.
Ooh.
So
Man.
yeah. So and I was like, boo, but I took it. You don't not take it when you're waiting that long. And my brother immediately, like that day, he was like, we're going to a medical store and we're buying you a card, like right now, because you're gonna be doing this every day,
Right.
and I'm not gonna let you go to jail because your dumbass is waiting every day for an hour.
We had a viewer tell us when California became recreational. So if Colorado and Washington was first in 2012, when do you think California became legal? I'll give a point to if anyone can answer that.
2015 or 16 or 17.
Abby?
I'll say 2017.
2015.
2016.
Right.
Oh, man.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Here's a fun one. This one's for like if you're into farm work. So
Okay.
if you've looked up the history of cannabis, you should know this.
Sure.
Name all 3 subspecies of cannabis.
Subspecies.
So there's 2 very well-known ones.
Yeah. Cat and sativa and indica. And then there's one subspecies that is not hybrid. It's not considered hybrid. It's actually a specific name, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have heard the name before. I'm not going to lie to you. Obviously, words get minced. I don't mean to derail the story, but one of the first times I sat in on a cannabis connoisseur smoking event was with my farm heads. We were smoking weed, and it was from a different farm, and they were like, ooh, salts. Yeah. You taste that? Salts. Definitely salts. And they're looking back at each other. Yeah, salts. And they look at me, and I grab the weed. Yeah, salty weed. I didn't know what I was talking about. They were referring to salts in the nutrients, and I didn't know what they were. I was just like, yeah, this is salty weed. So I was just trying to be a part of it.
I'm a part of the crew.
Cannabis culture and cannabis.
So
okay, I don't know.
I have no idea.
To answer your question, I don't know the answer. I just wanted to tell that story. I thought it was funny. So it's sativa, indica, and I'm gonna throw out a random sounding word because I know it is a random sounding word, like
it is
sativa and indica. Fuck. Okay. Does it start? Just give me the first letter.
R.
R. Reda.
It's kind of close. Not really, but
Rella.
it's ruderalis.
Ruderalis.
And basically, so I got a little excerpt in here about it, but
Tell me about it.
ruderalis strains have low levels of THC and produce lower yields in comparison to the indica or sativa subspecies. They are not used in the recreational market due to their rather poor return, although
No money.
they can be crossbred with either indica or sativa strains to improve yields.
Really?
So they're used for basically breeding sometimes. They're not really used in the end, but it's helped in their journey and that type of journey, you know.
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
Dude.
yeah.
It's an important side bitch, I guess you could say, a side molecule that, like, you know, I get that totally. That's badass.
All right, so we got one more question before we get to the bonus round.
What bonus round, Abby?
Andrew.
Okay. Just making
How
sure
many
down.
different cannabinoids are in cannabis?
Oh God.
A 113,
I'll let you go first.
B 303, C 98, or D 62. Got A
I
113,
think I know the answer.
B 303,
But I want you to go answer
C
first.
98, and D 62.
I'm gonna. Oh shit.
How many different
I've literally heard
cannabinoids
this
are in
before.
cannabis?
Can I guess?
Yeah, I go.
A.
Abby,
I'm gonna guess D.
the correct answer to go ahead and tie it up is A 113.
I don't know why I knew that number.
I should have known that number.
Maybe I have like Asperger's or something. Like throw like pencils on the ground and I can count them real quick. 25. You know what I mean?
25.
I'll just know. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. That's weird. It's weird. Sorry.
So,
Anyways,
oh man, this one's gonna be hard. I want you basically
Did
the
I-
bonus
hold on,
game.
Did I tie up the game?
You did.
Oh,
You did. So this bonus
that's
round.
nice.
So I wish I had. If I had another pen, I could have you guys do this one for me. But
Okay.
basically, someone's gonna have to go first
I want
and
to
write all the. So, all right.
Why don't we do paper scissors rock? Or do you want to go first?
I
Because you
think
know
paper, scissors, rock.
chivalry and sexism and stuff. Oh, I guess we'll do.
She's going first now.
Oh my! I'm kidding. It's jokes. Paper, scissors, rock.
Bonus round.
Wait, what are we doing? Just one or like two
Just-
or three?
just one and
Also,
done.
are we going on 3 or after 3?
We're gonna go bunk, bunk, bunk. All right, we're gonna do it again. Though.
Rock, paper,
bunk,
scissors.
bunk. Okay. I always choose rock.
All
Okay,
right.
you can go first.
What's the question?
Name as many nicknames for cannabis you can think
Ooh,
of.
that's
Oh
good.
no.
That's good. Hold on.
I'm gonna be
She can use
so
this. She can-
bad at this.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
So
Set a timer. Want me to go on my phone? I'll set a timer on my phone.
yes.
Oh shit.
No problem. You can't start yet. Hold on. How long does she get, dude?
She gets 60 seconds.
60 seconds. That's not a lot of time.
I'm very bad at spelling too.
So do a minute and 30 seconds.
And this is how it's gonna work, okay? This is how it's gonna work. Because you ask her to write it down, you have to be able to read every single one. The ones you can't understand, she can't help you, don't count.
Okay.
Oh my god.
How's that? How's that? How's
Sounds evil, but
That is evil,
I mean, I'll
because-
try.
Okay.
Because the whole point is you're asking her to
Start
write
the
it down.
fucking timer.
Okay, all right, 1, a 2, a go. You gonna rap about it while she writes. Shit is so crazy. I said shit is so crazy.
Oh, you picked the wrong one.
Chilling like a chicken. Ooh, yo. A subdivision, I'm tripping, I'm winning. New beginnings. Oh no, here we go.
How much time does she have left? Rap about it.
She's got 24 seconds, 23, 22,
Jeez.
21. Now she's done. Son of a gun, run, run, run. Trying to excite the moment like, oh shit, about to go in deeper, deeper than the ocean. Now she has 10 seconds. Ooh, only 9 seconds, 7 seconds. Now she has 5 seconds.
Chat, go ahead and write in as many as you can think of too.
Ooh, done. No more. She done.
Did not get many.
No more. Okay, so how are we gonna do this?
We're gonna reset it. So
And then-
you're
and then
gonna
I
give
go.
me. You're gonna give me her piece of paper.
You can't look at it yet though.
Obviously, I mean, but I'm still the judge, so why would it matter?
I guess it doesn't matter.
But set
I can't
yourself
look at it.
set yourself up for a minute 30.
A minute and 30?
Yeah,
I only gave her 60 seconds.
I told you to do a minute 30.
I only gave
No,
her
it's 60 seconds now.
Okay, that's fine. You start me off.
Fucking asshole.
Hey, no. I heard 60 seconds, so I gave you 60. You give me 60. I'm sorry. Give it to me. Tell me when.
Give it to me.
Tell me when.
Go.
Just to tell everybody how many I have, I'm gonna. I got 15. 15 different acceptable names for cannabis. Do you guys feel like you've learned some stuff today?
Yes, but I don't feel like I'll retain it.
Damn. I feel like you can use a lot of these to get some tips from people. Did you? No, actually, no. They're like, did you know you could shut the Oh, sheesh. How much time we got left, Abby?
You weren't even checking.
11 seconds.
Oh.
I don't like to count down because it puts pressure on people.
Okay.
3,
I can't
2,
think of anything
1. You got way more than me.
All right.
That was
folks.
intense. I kind of pooped a little bit. But it's cool. We got air fresheners in the room, so we'll be alright.
So we're going to go ahead and count each one.
But you have to read them out loud, because if you can't read them...
We have, I believe, okay, who's this who?
That's
this is you?
mine.
All right, we're going to go with Abby's first. So we got Mary Jane. Correct.
That's a good one.
Weed. Wow, the classic. I thought I'd get somebody with that. Reefer. Bud.
That's good.
You almost lost me on that one. Flower.
You almost lost
Ganja.
me on that one.
Grass. And marijuana.
Marijuana. That's a good one. You
All
forgot
right,
cannabis.
so yeah, we got...
I did. and the other obvious one.
I forgot cannabis too.
the nickname for cannabis. Cannabis is the main word for it, so you wouldn't put cannabis in it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
You
9.
ever call your weed Reggie Bush?
I've heard it called Reggie, but not Reggie Bush. That's pretty good though.
When you're trying to keep it on the low
Yeah.
though, like you ain't trying to let anyone know you're smoking that weed.
I don't think I can.
I'll smoke it.
9.
No, but those are the rules. I just need a smaller bowl.
So
Oh no.
right now
I'll smoke it. I'll take it.
we've got a close race, kind of, because I haven't read off Andrew's yet. But Abby is sitting with 12 points right now. So Andrew, you need to beat 9 points to win
9.
and be the winner of this wonderful cookie that is 8 days old.
Is it because you couldn't read 3 of hers?
No, she got 9.
But then you said 12.
No, 12 total. 12 total. She had 3 points. You had 3 points coming into the bonus round.
DJ, thank God you're writing all this down because I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
You answered questions before we got to here, didn't we?
Yeah.
So basically, that's the points you came into the bonus round with. You guys were tied up coming in. So this is stoner quiz. This is why you're forgetting already.
Where are we?
All right. So we got Andrew, and we got pot, grass, weed, stink. I'm not gonna accept that. Never heard that.
You are out of touch
Buddha?
with the youth.
Buddha? I'm not gonna accept it. Buddha.
You've never heard someone
I've
call
never
weed Buddha?
heard someone call
Like
weed
pass
Buddha.
the Buddha, pass the
Pass the-
ganj, the Buddha. You.
Maybe they were talking about butter. Were you guys eating toast?
If you want to fucking throw me under the
Reefer.
bus like this.
Sticky Icky, Reggie Bush. You put it in there. I will give you a point for Reggie. Maybe we'll see where you come out.
I hate you so much right now.
THC. I guess that's not
Give me some of that THC.
okay.
No, that's a nickname. You guys are so out of touch with the youth. You don't even know.
What does this say?
If you can't read it, I guess it doesn't count. If you can't read it, I guess it doesn't count. What does it say? What does it say? Sticky Icky, you fucking caveman.
All right. So we will give you Reggie Bush. All right.
You better give me Sticky Icky. That's a real name. It's in a rap song.
That's fair.
All right.
Did you see the
We have the-
Did you see the one that's up there?
Yeah, I couldn't read it though.
What does it say? What's it?
I think it says sock or
What does it say?
sink.
Yeah, I couldn't read that one.
All right. So with Andrew's input, with me not accepting stink
Okay.
and Buddha,
If you wanna play this game,
the final score is Abby 12,
shit.
Andrew 11.
What does that even mean?
Abby, congratulations.
Yay! I
The
won
first-
something.
The first ever cannabis quiz on the Residudes podcast.
was-
Yay!
I couldn't accept the two.
The contestants are sleeping with each other.
Oh no.
Oh shit! This was rigged the whole
It's a
time.
conflict of
Oh
interest.
man.
Anyway, I'll take the loss. I'll take the L.
This is a little
Alright.
bull.
I'll take whatever. Throw it at me. I don't give a shit.
You have 20
Cookie
seconds
go.
to clear it. I'm just
Give me 10. I only need 10. Get the fuck out of here with this 20. I can dig it in 10.
shit.
That was good. That was fun, DJ. This is
That was
I-
very fun. Thank you for putting so much work and thought into those questions.
I thought it was fun to do it. I just was up and I was looking up random stuff and I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that. I wonder, oh, that's it. That's the topic.
You
It's a
want to
quiz.
see the loser, which is me, take a fat bong rip? Go to our cannabis Instagram, the Residudes, and it'll be posted on our story.
Yeah.
We're gonna post it right now.
Yes, sir.
How's that? Does that make sense? And then we'll link it backwards and forwards to this podcast. Vice versa. It is what it is. Thanks for listening. I think we should do a little podcast right now. If you
Yeah,
want.
yeah, we got more to
I'm
talk
super
about.
down.
Cool. Let's take
Got more to
this-
talk
let's take
about.
the
I
bong
didn't
rip.
just hijack the whole thing from you guys.
That was fun though, man. I
Yeah.
love that, man. I really did. The camera turned off though because
Oh, did it?
it hit.
Oh, wow. It must have been 30 minutes or something.
Yep.
But,
Turned off 3 minutes ago. All right. Well,
oh,
Get on
did
the-
we get it turned off a while ago?
3 minutes. About. It
Okay,
turned off
cool.
around-
So,
I was watching.
Did we finish the quiz in time, you think?
I think so.
Cool. That's good enough to get on there.
A good chunk.
Forgot I was wearing glasses. I scared myself. I was like, oh, God, this motherfucker's ugly.
Which one am I digging, babe? This one. This one.
There's a little bowl and a big bowl, whichever one you want.
I'll take this one.
Okay. Do you want the bong with ice?
No. I'll take my medicine without. Where's the other lighter? I don't want this lighter. Too small. Flame's too small.
Flame on.
Where's the?
I have not pocketed it. So, oh, there's one.
Oh, he's
it's over
running
there.
out. I gotta fill him up. That one's gross.
What is this? A bowl for ants? I mean, I know that like.
Sorry.
Come on,
I got water on deck.
Take it for the fans.
This one was one of my favorite beats I made.
All right.
So fucking.
I have to explain in the video why the video is happening, right?
Yeah.
Tell me when you're recording.
All right, we're going.
If you just saw the Residudes podcast, then you're here because I lost a fucking rigged ass quiz, and I'm gonna catch this bowl. DJ's phone is so high tech and HD, you can see all the fat wrinkles on my body and the wrinkles on my face.
Clear that thing.
Clear that thing.
You got it.
That's what you get.
All the Residudes on YouTube. Podcast.
That was fun, guys. That was fun.
All right.
I had fun with that. Next time I'll try to find easier questions, maybe, because I definitely, when I gave the quiz to my significant other, she probably got like two total. So yeah.
Those are good questions, though. They were challenging because we think we are so. Those are good questions. They were challenging because we think we are so cool. But we're not.
You're stupid.
We're not that cool.
I just made everyone more depressed.
No, it's
Just
good. It's good. It's good to bring us back to our roots, man. We gotta know what's happening.
Definitely.
Ooh.
So definitely think that you guys did a really good job though for the questions that I gave you.
Thank you.
No, DJ. You did a really good job putting this all together.
Thank you.
We are just pawns. You are the chess master. Anyways, but
I have a question for Abby.
Yes.
When was the first time you smoked the stink?
So the first time I ever smoked was
with me.
it was no.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry to burst that bubble.
Then just spit it out. Yeah.
So it was after work, and it was a really bad day because my car's transmission went out. I was, what was I? I was 18. It was like my last semester of high school, and I took a hit of a joint, but I didn't know how to smoke joints, so I didn't get high.
The classic.
And then the second time I smoked, I was hanging out with someone, and then same thing. I think I took like too big of a hit though, and I was just coughing forever. It felt like I was coughing for hours.
If I could interject, I think that the age that you started is the perfect age for if somebody else was to start smoking weed. I don't feel like you should smoke younger than that at all, but also 18 is still too early. You can't buy it unless you have parental consent or you have a caregiver.
Or a medical card.
Yeah, a medical card. Yeah,
You
exactly.
don't even have to be 18. You could be fucking 16, dude.
No, I think you have to be 18.
I think if it's medicinal, you might be younger, but you have to have like a lot of documents and stuff and parental stuff.
It'd
but
probably
yeah,
be way harder.
it's definitely a lot harder. But yeah, it's there. I'm not sure about other states, but I'm pretty sure in this state that's how.
But
it is.
the first time I like remember being high was my boss when I worked at a certain pizza franchise.
Pizza Hut.
I was like, yeah, I tried it and I didn't really feel it. And she's like, well, what were you smoking out of? And I'm like, I was smoking a joint. And she's like, well, maybe you should try smoking out of something else. So she got me a little tiny pipe. It was like a $3 pipe. I still have it. And she got me my first couple grams of weed. And I would just like break it up into little chunks and then I'd smoke it out of a pipe. And then after work one day, there was like her and then another coworker. We all smoked.
You're just like,
And then I felt it on my way home driving.
Oh man.
I was like one right turn and then I was home. But I remember like coming up on the sign and like I knew it was the sign, but I'm like, I can't read the sign. I'm like, is that normal? Is that normal to feel like I can't read the sign?
Oh man, that's
Damn.
And we would never suggest you guys drive
Never.
while high either.
It was very stupid.
Yeah, but for sure. That's So my first time was in a shed. I've said it multiple times on the podcast, so I won't give you the what's and what's nots, but it was I didn't really get high the first time either, but when I was watching stuff on YouTube, it looked like cartoons to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah.
I didn't become like a stoner though until I started dating
me.
Andrew.
Yeah, I kind of fucked her up. Anyways, yeah, totally. So, yeah.
I think we made the classic mistake. We came into this podcast without any topics prepared.
Came in too hot.
Let's talk on the subject of total legalization.
Ooh.
Okay.
When that happens, which state do you think is going to be the lead in the industry with quality and amount that is actually
West
like
Coast.
revenue? You think the West Coast in total is going to be still the hot spot?
I think so because they were, I think they were first in some of like the major players. My personal I guess vision of the future of legalization of cannabis is I think a few more states are going to legalize it and they're going to set up dispensaries. And I think it's going to be really hard to break down systems that are already in place in those legal states. So I think that once it does become federally legal, I think the states like Texas and other ones that were really against legalizing it, it's only going to be legal through the pharmacy. And the prices are going to be skyrocketed and it's going to be like $300 for an eighth. I think I really truly see that
too.
You're gonna walk.
as the only way it's ever going to be legally federal across the whole country.
But
imagine you walk up, you're like, I'd like an eighth of some purple haze, and they're like, cool. Come back in about 45 minutes, and we'll have it all put together for you.
I can't get it now.
You mean you can't put it in a bottle now? No. I have to make sure that the pharmacist checks off on it, and then we have to put it together on our database, and then take the money, and then move some money around, and then come back.
Waiting an hour and a half for a different kind of drug dealer.
Maybe an hour and a half, and then come back, and then we'll see if your insurance clears, and then maybe a copay, and then we'll see if we can get you out of here as soon as you can. That's a fear of mine. That's scary, dude. That would fucking suck, dude. Yeah.
So if it didn't happen that way, and it was similar to how it is now, but each state has their own laws over their stuff, but obviously you can still take it from different areas, but there's different taxes or different policies, that would be the most ideal way to do it. You wouldn't want government to have full control over it, because I think that's going to be something that comes up anyways, because everyone fears that. That's a big thing, because Marlboro said that they've won in on the cannabis industry. Coca-Cola has mentioned it before, so you don't want it to just be taken and done some crazy mass way.
Totally
it still will
over.
happen to a point. It will be in that sense, but
this is what I think is going to happen. That's going to happen, but it's going to happen so sly. Marlboro or Walmart or Costco or Target or McDonald's, or Disney, most likely Disney, they're going to steal whatever they need and then rebrand it as something else. And at the very, very bottom to the right, it's going to say property of... But the big poster is going to say, this company is this company and we're selling this. But they're going to have millions of dollars in franchising, and they're going to be able to just fucking blast it, man. You're going to see weed everywhere from a company. And we're going to think it's cool until 5-10 years from now. We'll find out, oh yeah, McDonald's owns that company. Coke owns that company. Yeah. Marlboro owns that company. And they're putting everyone out of business.
They have the monopoly.
And that's how it is. Unless...
That is a big fear.
Unless private companies and industries overtake.
That's why it's also important to make sure that we protect the homegrown rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, as long as you can protect that, then you don't have to worry about those going and getting it at a place. That's meant for all the Karens that don't know how to go get it now, and they have to have their kid's son friend to go get it for them,
I hate it.
And then send them an OnlyFans link
I hate
afterwards.
it when middle-aged women come in, I'm coming in for my son. Don't tell me that.
Just as long as it's integrity.
Man, yeah, that's definitely a big fear. But like Abby said, homegrown rights. That's something that if that is still possible, then I mean, obviously, you can grow tomatoes now. You can grow your own food, but I don't know if there's rights around a lot of crop stuff or not. If there
I think
is,
it's
that's
as long
crazy.
as it's
But
like it doesn't get overgrown or
Here's an
doesn't like
example.
attack.
Here's an example. It is illegal to collect rainwater in Texas. Did you know that?
I did not.
If the government finds out that you're collecting rainwater, you can go to jail.
Yeah, a
It's
lot of
illegal
different
in
states.
Utah too.
Isn't that weird? That you can't collect rainwater. You can't collect.
Like, how in the
water
hell are
from the
you
sky?
gonna stake claim on a cloud?
And then that brings us into people who basically I don't know if the right word, but living off the grid. You know, that's where that goes, because eventually you start like they're taking my rights. Like, you
I
know,
have aunts and I have an aunt and uncle that does that. They live off the grid. They have goats. They sell.
There was a really good movie
goat
on
soap.
HBO called Captain Fantastic. I want to say it is, and it's about a father who's raising his kids
off the grid.
and their mother dies
They're
in the
trying
hospital.
to rip the kids away from him.
I've
the
seen a
government.
trailer for
I've
Yeah?
seen that too. I know what you're talking about.
Pretty good show. Pretty good movie, man.
Yeah.
Brought some tears in my eyes. I'm a very sensitive human being, so a lot of movies will make me cry.
Ooh. Whoa.
That's the way it is. But I think that if I would say that Oregon would probably be up there against California, like competing. But yeah, the whole Pacific Northwest would definitely be the big hot spot, big money makers. Washington can suck it when it comes to cannabis. Their cannabis stuff is awful, but they can grow really good weed. Their structure around it is just bad. I hate that you have to buy stuff prepackaged. That's just stupid. And yeah, that's all I can say about that.
Pricey too, man.
It is pricey. Pricey to where you can't smell or sometimes even see what you're buying.
It is
I've
ridiculously
purchased
expensive.
weed in Washington. I've purchased weed in Arizona, California,
Hey.
Las Vegas. I've purchased weed in not Colorado yet, but in the states that I have been to: Seattle, California, Arizona.
Seattle is not a state, my
Sorry,
friend.
Washington, California, Arizona. Those states have had the most expensive weed possible, man. Like, you walk in and you buy like this much weed, $60. That's
we
an
spent almost $80 on an eighth.
eighth. Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. And like
We're at in Arizona.
all of Arizona,
Phoenix,
bad.
Arizona.
Ooh.
And it's because everything's
It's because it's new, isn't it?
and not just that, everything is indoor. You have to grow indoor. You can't,
Right.
You can't
It's
grow
so
outdoor.
hard to grow outdoor out
And
there. It's
then-
too hot.
And then
fucking impossible.
supply and demand, man.
Not at that large of a scale.
Exactly. People will pay, will gouge what they can because they can. You know what I mean? Whereas Oregon is the only state that I've been to where prices for weed are fair and real. You know what I'm saying? Every other place you go to is ridiculous.
It's about as fair as you can get going to Oregon, for sure.
Straight the fuck up, dude. People come here from all around fucking America for the deals. Like, I have people get, and I'm sure as dispensary workers, we see it, dude. People come in and they're like, I'm here because you sell fucking cheap ass weed, and I'm from California.
No, every single
I
day
need
we'll
weed,
get
you
people from especially Washington.
Yeah.
Especially Washington. They'll come in or whatever, and like they'll spend $80, and they'll have gotten 2 Ace edibles, like a cart that was on sale, and they're like, holy shit! They're like, we never would have gotten this much in Washington.
Probably
It is
spend like
awesome here.
$200 in Washington for that. You know what I mean? $50 for the cart, $60 for the eighth, and that's just flat out prices. You know what I mean? $80 for the core that you wanted, and then it's just fucking ridiculous, man. It's crazy.
Facts.
And that's why we should open up a cannabis shop and gouge prices and charge $900 for a gram of weed.
If I was growing it, I'd charge high prices, like, because I know what's going into it and I can judge it on
Ooh,
that sense.
let me
but
tell
I
you
feel
something.
like if there was a setup where there was like a shop, and then in the back we grew like the weed, and then
I've
sold
worked
it,
in a shop like that in
then yeah,
Colorado.
I could see those prices being like pretty high because there's like so much work going
What was
in.
really nice in Colorado is that it is medicinal. So when you get your card, you're basically like signing your amount of weed that you're allowed. So what you can grow, but they kind of add more on because it's a dispensary. But they can basically start putting more onto their how much they're growing because they know that they have actual customers and they've signed their stuff so they can add on to how much they can grow. So my place I was working in, they could grow like 500. And it just kept kind of growing, but he wasn't like adding on to it, but he added a big section in there. But we'd grow our own weed, and it was really good, really high quality because you know it was going into it, and he put a lot of care into it. And he's one of those original growers. That's actually the name of the place. I'm not gonna tell you the whole thing, but he was the one that told me that they would steal light bulbs from light poles to grow weed, and I didn't know that they used to do that. Did you know that?
I had no idea. It makes
Because
sense,
those light
though.
bulbs were so powerful,
The heat.
and the lumens that would put out, they would like put ladders up and steal them. I didn't know that, and he was like, "Yeah, it's a really old thing that would happen." You ask your older brothers or sisters or something that would potheads or anything, they would probably tell you that, but a little bit past our generation.
Let me tell you something. I was in Arizona with Abby, and my parents were visiting, and I went to a place called the Best Weed Store. I swear to God, it was called the Best Weed Store.
The worst thing.
So we go in because I just needed a joint. This when I was hanging out with them at their hotel. My parents stay inside. I walk in, and I'm greeted by a man in a 3-piece suit. And I swear to God, he looks like a fucking car salesman. And I walk up to him, and he's like, "Have you been with us before?" And I'm like, nope. And then I sign in, and I sit there, and I'm wearing my dirty basketball shorts and my fucking torn tank top. And this car salesman says, "You may now go in." So I go in, and I buy 2 joints, and I spend $45
Jesus.
on 2 joints. I swear to God. And that's the cheapest thing that I could have gotten there. That was probably the cheapest thing that I could have purchased there, because everything was like gold infused $90 blunt.
Stupid.
Or a 9-pack of this and bullshit, and 1 gram of a $35 gram. And she puts it inside of a little bag, and then she puts the paper, for like a gift, the fucking wrapping paper, like if I was in Victoria's Secret.
Man. Yeah.
And then she fucking staples it, sprays like a spray on it,
What
and I'm
the
like, what
fuck?
the fuck's happening? And she's like wearing like a vest. It was such a terrible
Like
experience.
put lipstick on it too,
And
like
that's
wax
that's,
sealed
that's
it.
my fear for
And
like
then-
the future of
and
cannabis
then
is like
she
it
put a
turns into
card.
that kind
She
of
put a little
business.
card that said, "Thank you for shopping at the Best Weed Store," and then it was like personally the staff, and it was like right there on top, and I'm like, okay. A little overkill for just 2 fucking joints. I'm not gonna even look at these things. I'm going to throw this away as soon as I walk out that fucking door. I just need the joints.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? And that's what it's come to in some places, man. They really do go all out, and it's shameful. And if I had the money, I would walk in there and say, "Shame on you, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you."
People
Like-
want to come in and see their like bartender high and
You're
be like,
turning-
"What's
you're-
got you so high? I want to buy that."
You're turning what should be like a legitimate like lifestyle experience into some high-end bullshit
Yeah.
that like is like exclusive.
Almost like you're trying to gatekeep
You know what I mean?
it, you
it's
know?
like
Like don't try to come into the space and act like you can gatekeep it.
I
It's
know.
it's been
It's
around way
ridiculous.
longer than you.
it just sucks, man. Because like, and that's the thing, man. The people that made that dispensary, they can do all those things because they have the money.
Right.
You know what I
Money,
mean?
baby. I
They-
need to get you.
money,
Hold on.
baby. You know
Say,
what I'm
give me a money, baby, so I can add this eventually.
money, baby.
Perfect. That's
Cool.
perfect.
Anyways, and they have the money to do that. They have the money to give you packaging. They have the money to put in a little card. They have the money to hire a guy with a 3-piece fucking suit to take your name. Like, what the fuck is that shit about? You know what I mean?
His name is Jeffrey.
And if they didn't use that money on that bullshit, they'd probably be able to sell cheaper weed. But they'd rather do
They're
the other
giving you the
thing.
experience, though. And
And
that's what a lot of people who are first time, they don't give a fuck about cost. The first time that you're
They want-
smoking,
they want
they
it
want to be
back up.
anxiety free. So
Mm.
they're in a place that's like that.
Yeah.
It might give them anxiety because it's so fancy and you're sitting in there with a
Expensive.
basketball shorts, but very expensive to feel that way.
Expensive.
Come to Oregon.
Come to Oregon.
Come smoke our weed, anxiety free.
Better
Most
weed.
time you can just smoke in your hotel parking lot if you're afraid to smoke in your hotel. That's what I always do when I travel out here, and I've never been bothered at all. But be careful. Obviously, that's not the best way to do it.
Let's be real about this, though. This is a common question I get. Can you travel with marijuana on an airplane from Oregon, leaving Oregon? What do you guys think?
So I had a buddy that
So-
came out.
The correct answer is
No,
no.
yeah, incorrect. I need to add a buzzer on here too. Like
The real answer is yes. You can. I've done it.
from Oregon to Washington, maybe.
From
but
Oregon to anywhere.
It's
That's
really
legal?
easy to take. No,
it's
not.
easy, yes, but is it legal?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No. Legal is a weird term because you're saying no. Here's the thing. You're saying is it legal to go outside and pee on the parking lot?
No.
Exactly, because if I get caught, they're gonna arrest me.
Yeah.
It is not. If I get caught at the airport with weed, they're not gonna arrest me. They're gonna take it from me.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna say, "Where'd you buy this?" You see that fucking poster board that says "Go here for weed"? I went there and then I came here. So what the fuck do you want me to do? They'll take it from you. So in the terms of is it legal or not legal? I don't think it is. Because if I go outside and piss on the fucking parking lot, I'm getting arrested. If I go to the airport and I get
Weird
caught,
comparison.
and I get caught with an eighth of some of that good, they're probably going to slap me on my butt and say, give me this fucking weed, you rascal. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I
had a buddy that came out and he left with some product that I was very surprised that he got through.
Yeah. Have you been,
TSA
to
with
the
some.
Medford Airport before?
Dude, I've flown once.
Bro,
I've flown like once
it is
in my
a
life.
tiny airport, bro.
They look for bombs and nothing else.
Okay.
This whole
El Chapo
apartment complex is bigger than that airport. I swear to God.
There are a total of 6 gates. You can see if you are at gate 1, you can see gate 6.
So there's not a Cinnabon there.
No.
What the fuck?
There's nothing.
Now I don't want to fly.
There's one restaurant at the top. I think there used to be a McDonald's.
There's one baggage claim.
One baggage claim.
And like it's an international.
It's an international airport. It's so funny.
International airport. There's one baggage claim.
Cute.
There's one check-in desk. There's one bathroom.
It's only ever busy at Christmas time too.
There's one bathroom. For boys and for girls, there's one vending machine.
There's a little like espresso like stand. And,
that's it.
And a
self-serve.
Small. I'm just trying to explain to you that like if you ever were to fly,
it's not that big of a deal.
I even called the TSA one time because I was going to Texas and I was like, hey, TSA. I literally called them. This is a verbatim conversation that I had with a TSA employee at Medford Airport. I called them and I said, TSA, I would like to bring some CBD oil with me, a vape pen. It's legal in all the countries, right? Is that okay? TSA response, homie, as long as that there is no weed symbols on your vape pen, you could bring up to 8 ounces. We don't care. And that's
8 ounces. No,
literally what he said to me. That's like 10 fucking dab cartridges. I've taken like 6 or 7 with me before. I just drop them in my backpack, and I just take them with me.
And it's the other thing is if you're trying to hide it, it's more suspicious. That's what I've always heard.
Drop them in there, man.
Just put it in there, like you don't even care.
They're looking for bombs. They're looking for like wiring. They're looking for
weird stuff hidden in packaging.
And they don't know where you're flying because it is legal to fly within Oregon if you have marijuana.
They're looking for bulbous, clear, like wiring and C4 and shit. That's what they're looking for. You know what I'm saying?
So bomb juice.
Bomb J. Juice. Yeah.
Oh man!
But don't do it. It's not. No. It's not legal to.
I just still wouldn't. I just still wouldn't.
Because especially if you're flying to a state that's not legal, then you are going to get arrested.
Yeah.
I would heat seal an eighth of some good weed and
shove it up your ass.
No, just put it in your fucking. Take a backpack with you. Put it next to your phone charger, and then take it with you.
I feel like a plastic bag coming up on a scanner though in a perfect rectangle shape would be hella sus.
Really?
Yeah.
What? I mean,
every time I've had a perfectly rectangular object in my bag, I'm stopped and I'm searched. They've had to look at what the square rectangular shape is.
It's a bottle of water.
I'm not joking. Like the last time I flew to Arizona, I got stopped.
They're looking for like makeup products and
then when they pull out a little baggie of weed,
and then when they pull a little bag of weed, I'm gonna say, wait a second. I bought that outside. There are no signs that say you cannot bring some 420 shit. There are no signs in that airport that say that. There are signs that say you can go here to buy weed.
I would argue.
You would argue?
I would argue too.
You would argue.
I haven't been there, but
I've been there.
Like
there has to be. There has to be something that maybe doesn't say marijuana, but like illicit drugs or.
Marijuana is not an illicit drug in Oregon, though.
Federally.
But it does not say no federally illicit
drug. But airlines operate on a federal scale.
I understand that. But to a passerby who's just coming on an airplane ride, he's not going to look up the logistics of like, is marijuana
Don't take
illegal?
weed on a plane.
He's just going to do it. He's going to go to the store.
Two out of the 3 Residudes tell you not to take stuff on the plane. One of them...
In all seriousness, though, marijuana nugs can't show up on a scanner because it's organic, so it is less sus to just put it in between or like inside a sock than to put it in something plastic or a container.
Put it in a sock with a bunch of pennies, loose change.
And this showing up on a scanner, I feel like, is more suspicious.
I guess.
What about that one?
A good old plastic bag.
Listen.
Then that's sir, that is drugs. Like,
if you want to bring drugs,
come on now.
If you want to bring drugs on the plane, if you want to bring drugs on the plane, do it the old-fashioned way. Put it in a condom and then put it up your butt. That's like how you.
It's the most surefire way.
That's for sure. They're not going to find weed up your butt. They're not going to.
But then imagine like you fucking up, right? and you
Then
you
it's
alert
gonna
them
be
to
a-
something,
it's gonna be a
and then you
rough
get a
time.
finger up your butt for some weed.
Yeah.
A random person's finger up your butt for weed would be the worst experience. I think putting weed up your butt would probably be the first thing that's the most horrifying about it, and then the second thing would then become the first of a random TSA agent that's like, all right, you don't want to squat.
Would it be worse if they found it or if you coughed and it got sucked up your butthole? What? Which one would be worse though?
First of all, I didn't know that is a thing.
That is the thing.
What?
As soon as it's far up enough, your butthole will consume. You can, and that's the thing. That's the thing. You know, we're gonna go ahead and derail this conversation. That's why they invented pills that can be used up your butthole. Suppositories, because at some point, if you stick a pill up your butthole, it far enough up, it will.
Your butthole will just eat
Your
it.
butthole will consume it,
It'll just go.
and it acts as a separate digestive system. Did you know that?
That's fucking horrifying.
If you stick,
I don't know.
if you
I don't
stick-
agree
if
with you fully
stick
on
your
this.
Penis inside of a butt long enough, the butt will eat the penis.
That's first of all. That's the first thing
That's a
I'm
fact.
questioning. That's why they're so afraid of that. Second of all, I don't think that it's a separate digestive system. It just
more like something
Then
like getting
explain pills.
stuck up
Then
in there.
explain pills.
okay.
Like
all right.
what if
So
someone's
think about
condom
this.
came off during and then it just goes sloop, like up someone's
Think-
asshole.
Think about this. When somebody butt chugs a beer,
Yeah.
why do they get more drunk going in the butt?
Because it's a separate digestive system.
It goes into the bloodstream faster.
That's why. That's why they use suppositories, because it melts. It gets room temperature.
Also, like tampons like tampons soaked in vodka.
yeah.
put it up your
College
butthole.
baby. College baby.
Don't
No,
actually do that.
don't
It's
do it. That's
complete- it's
very
so bad for
yeah,
you.
especially if you got hemorrhoids.
Unless
Don't do
you're
that.
trying to sneak weed
Girls
on a
do
plane.
not do that to your vagina.
Unless you're trying to sneak weed on a plane. We've been over this. That's the whole point of this conversation.
Yeah, that would just be the worst day of my life. Like I had the courage to
Genuinely,
actually
that-
put it up there,
Yeah.
and just for like an eighth, and then like I'm so nervous. I'm just like, no weed in here. TSA agent, they're like, Chad, come on, let's take this guy to the
Hand
back.
it
I'm like,
over.
oh, come on, bro. And I don't. But would you let it get to that point where they're literally they got your pants dropped and they're like squat and you're like I can't. And you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna bring it out at this point.
Here's the thing.
Ruin the mood, you know.
I would rather take it out of my own asshole than
Yeah, somebody's just like, all right then.
You wouldn't try to hide a Dr. Pepper up your asshole, would you?
Why the fuck would you shove a Dr. Pepper up?
what? How in the world did we get
Because
to this?
let me get there.
comparison?
Let me get there. Let me get there. Because
21 and up, everybody.
Let me get there.
21 and
Let
up.
me get there. Because
Fucking
at the same place you bought that eighth,
Are we talking like a
you bought a
classic?
Dr.
Like,
Pepper. Hey,
are we
I'm not-
talking? Are we
hey,
talking about
listen,
a plastic? Or are we
listen,
talking about a classic glass
listen.
bottle?
Plastic.
Hold on, I have a question. Is it Dr. Pepper or Dr. Thunder?
It's Dr. Pepper Classic
Okay,
with
all
real
right.
sugar. Anyways,
Dr. Pepper 10 for men. Dr. Pepper 10 for men.
for men,
The one with like 10 ingredients or whatever.
10 for men.
Okay.
You wouldn't stick that
Oh
up your
my
asshole,
God.
would you?
No.
And that's
Dear
why.
Lord, no.
And here's the thing. You bought that eighth, and then you bought a Dr. Pepper at the exact same place. It was more than 8 ounces. You were afraid that legally you couldn't bring it on the plane. Weed's illegal, federally. 8 ounces over is federally illegal. So you shove it up your asshole, when in reality, you bought both of those things at the weed store. And that should show you how legal it is. You're not gonna.
All right, man, I gotta stop you.
You're not gonna stick this up your asshole.
we have to stop talking about assholes.
One last thing though. Imagine getting one that's from the dispensary like this, and you cough, and you just.
It all
That would be
falls out.
awful. Like they're like squat over, and you're like, okay, and it's just like
Nugs just fall out.
it's just like,
Roll
oh, I put it upside down. That would be the worst experience of. I don't know. That would be the.
What if it was
Damn.
facing the other way and now all your weed is ruined?
Your rectal cavity.
you like
ruined.
forever will have
Hey,
like
it would probably
teeth.
smell dank at that point.
Shit. All right.
Oh man, other subjects.
What
We've
else
been
would-
going
what
good
else would you put up your ass?
No.
Okay. All right.
though. No,
You put up your
More different. More
I'm
different.
glad you weren't looking at me.
You mean different than that subject? Sorry. Okay. All right. Sheesh. I thought you just meant like different things. But
What is the weirdest experience you've had at a cannabis store?
Ooh.
Like you don't have to be working there, but you were visiting a cannabis shop and some weird happened. I will start.
Okay, I will listen.
I had a guy come up that was like, "Hey man, you trying to match? You trying to match?" Like this man definitely just came up from the river behind me, and he pulls out his hand and it's just like grass clippings, and it's just in his hand. He's like, "Yeah man, I got some good weed." I'm like, get your goddamn hand away from my face, sir. I can see you're a river homeless person.
Disgusting.
Like, gross.
I can smell you
Gross.
from here.
That reminds me of when the homeless guy tried to offer you a mask.
Yeah, that was weird.
Pulled out a mask that was just partially white and
So
brown. He's like,
gross.
I got one for you.
Disgusting.
I was like, I'd much rather get COVID,
I
sir.
literally have customers come in with like the disposable masks with like huge brown splotches. I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, how could you do this?
I need weed.
Oh man. So, let's see what else we got. What about you?
I'm gonna let Abby go first so I can pack this bowl.
Pack a bowl.
I get a lot of weird customers, I guess.
I guess Abby's had more experiences working in a dispensary than actually going to one, because as soon as she turned 21, she started working.
And then I got a good discount on weed, so I didn't want to go shop anywhere else. So
Got you.
Tell him something interesting that happened at work.
I'm trying to pinpoint
Shitty
one.
customers.
I like how I brought it. I hope I didn't bring up the other thing that we tried to avoid earlier. We can
No.
avoid that still. I was like, damn, what's something weird that happened? Like, there was a lot of messed up stuff.
Oh, it's generally just like weird customers or like rude customers if they're rude about masks or.
Yeah.
My coworker got called a communist the other day because they asked this man to put a mask on or that he couldn't be inside the store.
Sir, do you know what communism is?
We have a drive-through. You can drive to the back of the store and call us on the phone. We'll put together an order for you and bring it out to you. You don't have to wear a mask.
I did not know that.
You just do not. You just cannot be in the store without one.
You know, I don't mean to interrupt you. Yesterday I was working and a guy came in, and he comes in and he takes out his ID and he just literally throws it on the table, just like that, like this. Like my hand was out. My hand was out to
fucking
receive
hate
it, and he
that
throws it. So I pick it up. I'm sorry. So I pick it up, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, cool. I fucking, and his hand was out as well, but I'm just like, what can I get for you?
All right,
Like,
let's go.
and then
Let's get this over with.
He had to like reach for it and like dig for it, and like as soon as I did that, he became nicer. Like straight up, I
Go
had
figure.
It was a very.
He was
and,
like,
and I
oh.
remember the interaction with him. It was a very gentle experience. You have to match their energy.
Yeah, like
If-
animals.
It's primal.
Pecking order
No
and shit.
time to talk.
Except
no time to
that-
get to know you.
He was male doming you.
Except that when we do it because we're women, they think we're being rude.
But like,
That's a good
And
point.
and I'm not just saying that. I'm saying that as like we have been said, you're being rude to our face, like when we're just trying to speak up.
no, I know.
That sucks.
I'm sorry.
So
That brings me into the other subject. I brought this up earlier, but I didn't expect to really have, a woman co-host on the show, which I'm glad you're here. Awesome you're here. Love having a woman's voice.
Co-host. Excuse me. The fuck? I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'm a
kidding.
co-host too. I'm not the main host at all. I just
Fine.
know how to run the
Then I'm
board.
the host, and you're both my co-hosts.
there you go.
Cool. Done. I'm the
It
resident.
is what it is. But what's it say? Oh, so basically, is dude offensive to women? Like, I know you can't, like me being half black, half white. I can't give how all mixed people feel,
And
but like
I think it's the same. I can't speak for all women.
exactly.
Like,
That's what I'm.
like whatsoever.
Allow me to
No.
speak for all of it for a second. Okay, no, I'm just
Let's
kidding.
turn his mic off real quick.
Me personally, I don't find it offensive. I call everyone dude. I think dude is just like a more has become just like a vibe. It's like a very gender neutral term.
Are we getting
I
comments,
feel.
DJ? People commenting?
Yeah, we got people
Why
commenting.
can't we see the comments? We should be able to put the fucking computer up here. Let us interact with these people.
I'm afraid the computer's too loud,
Oh, sorry.
but
I'm sorry.
we can definitely let them know that they can still call in if they want to, if they can give their input.
Totally.
If they want to.
Call
but-
us up.
Yeah.
Is that
541-313-6797.
If you have any weird weed
Write it down.
experiences,
You didn't write it down, did you?
I put it in. I put it in the description.
Sorry.
The numbers in the description. But oh look, we're gonna call right now.
That was quick.
Hell yeah.
That was really quick.
Asking we shall receive.
All right.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Oh, how was that rip, homie? Dude, this is my homie Jay. Welcome to the motherfucking podcast, Jay.
Residudes podcast.
Hey Jay.
Coming down there.
Hey Jay. Hey Jay.
I'm from Texas.
I'm from Texas.
Thanks for the shout out, DJ.
Hey Jay, DJ replaced you. DJ
Oh my
is my new best friend.
God.
Damn.
Yeah. Cause you don't hang out anymore because you live over there.
Yeah, this is so awesome. I'm listening to y'all. You know, on YouTube. Now I'm listening to y'all right now on my phone. That's wild.
Nice.
How we coming out to you? How we coming out live? We sounding good?
Yeah, life is good. I'm just, sitting at a bus stop, but in front of the laundromat.
Nice.
Let me ask you
with
this.
my
How have
girl
you
in the
been,
car,
Jay?
so life is better. Yeah, I'm doing fine, really.
Good. That's good, man.
Really am. I'm
Give
looking
me-
both ways on the street just in case.
Give me one embarrassing story about Andrew here.
Oh shit.
Oh.
He's got quite a few.
Oh, okay. Well, that made my stomach turn. Let's see. One embarrassing story about Andrew here. Okay. Let's see. Well, I don't like throwing my friends under the bus. I really don't.
That's the thing about me. I love it.
Is this your final answer?
All right. Give me a hint, Andrew. Do you remember at any point, at any time, where like you kind of felt that embarrassment or humiliated?
Oh, dude, I remember that one time that we were at a bar and I was running around and I was hitting the top of everyone's beer can, and then I hit the top of your beer can. We were at that Texas fucking Wild West bar.
Oh,
and then do you want to tell the rest of the story?
Okay.
Do you want to tell it?
Yes. All right. Okay. Like I just said, we're at a bar, and Andrew hits the top of my beer, and I always thumb the beer when somebody does that to me, so I can just stop the gas. Usually, that's the end of story. This time, I left a little gap.
Oh no.
And some foam starts shooting out. And I'm over there in the club, right? Technically. So I'm like, oh yeah, champagne pops in. And right next door to me is our friend Sarah. Jesus. And she slaps me. Slaps me as hard as she can.
That little hole that he didn't cover turned into a stream that fucking showered her in beer. But we didn't know she was being showered in beer until she came up to the group of people that we were with, covered in beer, and then she cocked her hand back in front of everybody, and it was like a split second where the time stood still. She cocked her hand back and then slapped the shit out of Jay.
Damn.
Everyone in the bar turned and looked at us, man. Everyone was looking at us, and then Jay was pissed. Jay was pissed because who the fuck wouldn't be pissed getting slapped
Yeah,
like a motherfucker out of
bombarded.
nowhere? So they're yelling.
And let me tell you, I'm yelling at her.
Yeah,
I'm like yelling in her face because she hit me.
hard.
And I take
hard.
1 second to look at her, and she is just drenched in beer.
And you're like, okay.
So-
At that point, I just switched my whole game up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Sarah.
So no, but before that
And-
happened, I stepped in between them because I caused this mess. So I stepped in between them, and I'm like, Sarah, I did this.
Yeah.
I did this to you. It wasn't Jay. He did nothing wrong. I'm an asshole. I did everything. And then Sarah is looking at us, just confused. And then Sarah's just pissed. And then Jay's pissed at me because obviously I would be pissed at me too if I caused all this. And then I'm like, Sarah, slap me. You need to slap me right now to rectify this. And then Sarah looks at me and she's like, I'm not gonna slap you. And then Jay's like, slap him, Sarah.
And I got so
Slap this motherfucker right now, Sarah. You better slap him. You slap Andrew or else. Like Jay wanted to see someone else get slapped because I would have wanted to see that too.
You wanted someone else's nice and ruined.
It needed to be rectified, and so Sarah slapped me. Obviously, she could not have slapped me harder than she slapped Jay because she cocked her hand back, man. Like everyone saw her cock her hand back. It was something else.
She got me.
And she slapped me, and then she runs away to the bathroom with like 2 other girls to like fix her hair, and
fix her hand,
and hand, and we just
Yeah.
that's just one of 1,000 stories.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Me and Jay
That's
go way
awesome.
back, man, way back
That's
in the
awesome.
day.
That was an exhilarating time. It really was. So, super intense.
Different times.
Oh yeah. I wanted to keep talking like a redneck this whole time.
We don't
I
mind.
was gonna not stop.
Oh, yeah.
But if anybody wants to hear more of Doug Nut, let me know.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you
Well,
for calling in,
Definitely
bro.
appreciate you calling in.
I fucking love you, bro. I'm gonna miss you, man. And if I ever come back, I'm gonna see you.
If I ever come back.
Or if you ever come up here,
Yes, please.
Yeah, I gotta come up here and visit Oregon, get some of that Oregon bud.
stay with me. Bring your girlfriend, man. You and her should fucking take a drive or a plane. You can stay with me. You have an extra room. And
You told me it's impossible to drive out of Texas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you figure it out,
Look up Alivo. It's like a cheap airline.
if you want to come up, man, you're always welcome to stay with me. All right.
All right, that's super sweet. You guys continue what you're doing. I love it. I'm gonna be tuning in.
Yeah.
So much
Awesome.
more.
Appreciate it, man.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Jay.
Be safe, bro. I'll see you soon, man.
Aight.
There you go. That story was 100% true, by the way. Like none of that story was fake.
Oh, I bet.
It was
I bet
bad.
it's real.
She slapped the shit out of him. It was so bad, bro. She cocked her hand back, and I swear to God, before the slap happened, the group looked at her hand being cocked. And after the slap happened, everyone in the bar and the club was staring at us. It was like, for a good 2 seconds, we were just like, what is about to happen? Like, what happened? Because we were all confused, but Sarah was not confused. She knew why she was there.
So, do you still do that now at bars?
Well, I mean, I don't even drink. You know that. You know
That's
what
good.
I mean? I hang out with you, and Abby knows I don't drink, so.
We can't.
Well, I mean,
We're pussies. We can't handle our liquor at all.
I can't either. I almost
can't-
killed myself one of my birthdays, and I've stopped since then.
I can't casually drink. You know what I mean? I don't like to.
Yeah.
If it's like, if we're gonna drink, let's
I
drink.
want to get drunk.
Let's get fucking
That's the
wasted.
same way with
I'm not
weed.
gonna drink and have a burger, or else I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw up all over the fucking.
And I got my family has addicting personalities, so I mean I'm fucking addicted to food, obviously, but yeah, my father was an alcoholic, so I try to stay away from it. I'll drink every now and then,
Yeah.
probably maybe once a month. I think the raft trip was probably one of the last times I drank.
We should go rafting again, dude. It was
I was so much
Yeah,
fun.
with that fucking smoke.
Such a good
When the
time.
smoke's gone, there's so much smoke
Yeah.
on that river. It'd be awful breathing that in the whole time.
That would suck.
I'm honestly so down to do the rafting again. We just have to take a cooler of food.
Yeah, definitely.
Some water.
We almost lost you guys.
Some water. We need some water. Anyways,
I'm a delicate flower.
what's the next topic, man? What's the next hot topic?
Let's see. Which state? Let's make a guess right now. Which is going to be the next state to legalize cannabis, like recreational
Are there
or
any-
medicinally?
I was gonna say, are there any states that are only medical? Because probably those.
Yeah.
I am
Not even
unsure.
that. I mean,
I'm unsure of a lot of.
New York, it's legal now. Did you know that? Before the governor stepped down for being a completely terrible monster, he legalized marijuana
Nice.
as a way to distract the people from
That's the way.
investigating his monster lifestyle, and then it caught up on him, and then he's not there, but the bill's still there. So weed is legal in New York.
Nice.
If you're wondering, he did
yeah.
one good thing. Anyways,
I think. Oh wow, Arkansas voted for. No, Alabama voted for it recently.
Wow.
No. Mississippi. Sorry, states.
well,
hard
I'll
to
be
think.
down.
But this is what it looks like right now.
how many are legal? How many are not?
There's a
Are the
pretty
green
good
legal?
amount. Green are both, and I think blue is medicinal.
Oh.
See, and that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. The
Yeah.
West Coast is gonna rise, bro. When
Yeah,
weed becomes
we're
legal-
already ahead of the game.
When weed becomes legal, the West Coast is gonna fucking dominate the game and make us all fucking workhorses and like.
Look at Texas; they're surrounded. I'm guessing they're next. That's what I'm gonna go with. You don't think
Texas
so?
is hardcore
Really?
like, against it.
Texas is closer to becoming its own country than legalizing marijuana. Like they're
That's
more on
nuts.
they're more on that side, bro. They're like if
A recent,
Florida had more guns and less alligators. Dude.
not to take this away from cannabis,
Take
but
us away from cannabis. We'll come back.
in Texas, what was it? It was something about schools, and multiple states are doing this too. Schools are not allowed to mandate masks. They can't say kids have to wear masks.
Yeah.
They're
And I'm
that
like,
type of
that's-
state.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah,
kids
they're
are
not bringing weed.
disgusting.
Kids are dirty.
Kids are disgusting. So one school got around it, and I think people were surprised because it was like a really conservative area, but like good for them. They found a loophole. Masks are now part of the dress code.
Oh shit! That's probably what the.
So now they're going to enforce it like hardcore.
Damn.
If you're not wearing the dress code, you have to go home and change.
Those damn communists are taking
Now
over.
you're failing school.
Communists.
Sheesh.
I thought this was America, not
Communist Russia.
Mexico, or Canada.
Canada.
Anyways,
I would guess maybe Wyoming then, because Wyoming's kind of surrounded by other states, but Idaho is probably gonna fucking stay that way for a while too. They don't like that out there. But Idaho is one of the most prettiest places to smoke weed though, because I would go up to Coeur d'Alene where the Beavers would go holidaying, you know, and that lake was so beautiful. That's where my dog learned to swim. I threw my dog into the river off of a rock because he didn't like the water, didn't like getting in, but as soon as I did that, he now loves it. You see him, he swam the whole time basically.
Are you trying to justify what we saw earlier at the lake?
No, I'm just trying to say that a woman was like talking to my wife when it happened, when I
Whoa.
did it, and she was like, did your husband just throw your dog in the water? She was like, oh yeah,
I would be
she's just
that
trying
bitch too. I'd be like, that's a dog. You just chucked it. Like,
Hey, but now he loves it. Like, literally, I have to take a different route when I walk them, if I walk them too close to the river, because he just gets fixated on that water. And he's just like, I heard a splash. I heard a splash. And he starts crying and shit. I'm just like, bro, chill. It's not that.
you created that monster.
I did by throwing him in the water.
He had such an aggressive introduction to the water. That's the only emotion that he can have towards it.
Exactly.
You hear that, PETA? Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, man. How about you guys that are watching? Give us a topic to talk on. What's something that you want to hear us talk about?
We're high. It's hard to come up with topics.
What's something that's, going on in the industry right now that you guys are either worried about or excited about? What's something
Did you know?
What's a strain that's going around?
Did you know that Jimi Hendrix used to put acid on his bandana? And then he would put that bandana on his forehead. And then as he played, it would sweat. And the acid would melt into his brain.
Oh my god.
Please tell me that is true.
It's true. It's true. He did that.
I need to send that to my dad.
Acid
My dad is one of the biggest Jimi Hendrix fans. I actually went to it's not his actual
I think he did it at
area
Woodstock.
of resting.
I think he did it at Woodstock. And
Oh,
it,
wow.
like,
That was one of his
it melted
classic
into his
performances.
eyes. And I think that I might be not saying the truth, but I'm pretty sure he said that it was fucking crazy and that there was fucking acid melting into his eyes
imagine.
from his headband, and that it was probably and then like he was really high. So
Purple acid all in my eyes. Man, that is a random fact that I did not know.
is there weed in there?
No.
But speaking of Jimi Hendrix, I actually went to his he has a memorial at a big graveyard somewhere near Seattle, and I took my dad there because he's a huge fan, and he's never been, and he lives in Washington, and but yeah, that was definitely cool to go there.
Oh yeah.
Did you know he was left-handed?
Yes, I did know that.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird, and he taught himself.
Why is it weird to be left-handed?
Because it's usually left-handed people are satanic Satanists who only believe in Satan.
You know,
There you
guys,
go.
I'm starting to feel like really uncomfortable in this space.
Okay, well then take your left hand out of here.
Are you you're left-handed?
I am. I'm a
Okay.
lefty.
Were you
that's why I'm saying it.
ever
That's
were
why
you
I'm
is
saying it.
that what people would say to you? Like, is there any
No,
people?
no.
But they
No,
was like, oh, you
people-
shouldn't be doing that, Abby.
So,
no.
so people were always like, "Oh my God, you're left-handed, really?"
I have a
And
friend.
they would ask, like, "Oh, your mom never made you right-handed." And so when I asked my mom about that, she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "It's really fucked up." A lot of people would be like,
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Oh, it's dead. Sorry.
she she'd be like, yeah, a lot of people would come up to me and be like, oh, you're gonna make her be right-handed though, right? And she's like, no, that's so fucked.
You wanna know something? I don't mean to. My friend Michael, he's from Mexico. He's born in Mexico. They did that to him. He was born left-handed, and they forced him to be right-handed. And what they did is that they would whip him in his wrist with a fucking ruler. And he wasn't even that Catholic. He was just really Mexican, and that's Mexican culture, babe. That's Mexican culture. It really is. And your mom didn't make you do that because she is not enveloped in. That's good. It's a good thing.
Would your parents have done that?
No, because my mom is Indonesian.
So,
but no. But I wouldn't know actually. I'm right-handed, and my sister is ambidextrous, which means my sister can write with both hands. And I wouldn't know. We were born. My dad didn't do that though. My mom didn't do that. That's like a really Mexican thing though, where they would force you, man. If like you were born left-handed, they would make you right-handed. They would make you throw ball. They would literally like throw balls with you. They would like make you eat with your right hand, and they would whip you with a stick if you didn't.
So my dad's not really religious, but I was left-handed until I was 5. And I'm guessing that might have been what happened. Somebody like made him feel uncomfortable about it and made him
weird though.
Change. Made
yeah,
him
like, why
change.
is it so? And I think it is like something weird, like in religion. Of,
I
like,
was
it's
just kidding,
satanic,
but
I think it really is like something like that.
It is. I remember seeing TV shows that would. What was it? I think it was American Dad episode where Francine was left-handed. She didn't like the girl that was there because she was left-handed or something, because that happened to her, getting whipped and stuff like that.
And Francine was raised by Asian parents.
Yeah,
very
that
Asian,
too.
Very very culturally Asian. No, my friend Michael though, he was all fucked up. He can't write with either of his hands now. You should see his handwriting.
My handwriting is awful,
terrible.
And I think it's because I was put behind, because like I had to start over, and that's now like when I play sports ball, it's left-handed when I play.
Ball.
Yeah.
You mean when you throw a ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw a baseball,
I'm
football, but
sports.
basketball's other.
I'm just messing with it.
I'm terrible at sports because I don't know which arm to ever throw with. That's so confusing.
Let's get higher, guys. We should get stoned or.
I'm kind of down though.
Yes. What about you guys out there? Give us something to talk about, or call in. Give us a call. Let's talk to somebody else.
DJ believes in Bigfoot.
I do. I don't know if you listened to one of our older podcasts, but I told a story about that a friend told me, and after he told me, he was like, I basically was told by my dad to never tell anybody this because 1, they would stop being my friend, and 2, they would never believe me anyways. So you might as well not tell them. Mm-hmm. And that's how a lot of the stories go out there. But I don't know if you listened to that one, but it was pretty spooky. Like when I heard it the first time, it was spooky. And Andrew said that it was the way. When I told it to him, he was getting chills and whatnot. But
it was the weed.
I mean, I believe that humanity is very prideful in the fact that we think we know everything. We think we can say, there's no such thing as a Bigfoot. There's no such thing as whatever lives at the bottom of the ocean. Like believe what you want to believe. Exactly.
Aliens.
How the fuck do we know? Right? Like, we are so limited in our knowledge.
4 viewers, it's creepy.
We're so limited in our knowledge, and
what we're given is knowledge.
Exactly. And if someone said they like saw Bigfoot and like they saw like a big scary monster in the woods, like we don't look at the woods and watch the woods at all times. There's probably monsters living in the woods.
Right.
The woods.
Like, I believe in like skinwalkers and like stuff like that too.
And what about witchcraft? What about witchcraft? We had a comment that said witchcraft.
I 100% believe in witchcraft.
Like voodoo and whatnot.
I believe that spirits are out there, and with the right frequency, you can channel them, man. I 100% believe that.
How come you never see a ghost in a hoodie and some shorts?
What?
How come why are ghosts always look like they're in like old like rags and they came from the 1700s and shit?
It might it might be too if they like died in a terrible way. Their clothes would have gotten tattered.
Okay.
And also like
what? Sorry.
If they died in a terrible way, is that a way that you think that maybe you become that type of lost in that spiritual plane? Is like you have that trauma?
I can tell you about my friend.
Actually, my friend walked me through this. Like, the reason she walked me through it is because the movie was super long and it like dragged on a lot of parts. So like we like to analyze and like take apart movies when we're together. So like she like walked me through the whole thing. And basically this guy, the movie was called A Ghost Story. And this ghost, before he died, lived a wonderful life with this woman he loved. They were going to spend the rest of their lives together. They owned a home, and he died suddenly. And he became a ghost, and because he died suddenly, and he was still so attached to that like passionate love that he had for her, he's stuck around and watched her, you know, for months grieve.
Is this movie called Ghost?
I think no.
Is this with Patrick Swayze?
It is not.
Sorry.
This is not the one where they're making the pottery. That's
No.
our generation. That's actually people way
Sorry.
before us. My bad. That's
Sorry.
definitely not our generation. But yeah, something newer.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's I get what you're.
So he watches her go through the whole grieving process and her moving on, going on dates with other people. She never brought anyone like home.
Yeah.
But and then fast forward, time starts going. Now time is going really, really, really fast. It feels like he's like blinking in and out of like time, like in different spaces. Like he doesn't know where he's going.
Yeah.
And he sees that she's moving out, and she puts this little note in like a crack in the wall, and he goes to like
get the note.
He goes to get the note, and he goes to scratch at the wall, but he has like a sheet over him, like a very classic ghost.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to get at it, but then he gets distracted. He gets distracted because a new family is moving in.
Yeah.
And then he, you know, eventually the house gets torn down, and he never finds the note. And so I think that's what kept him in the realm of as being a ghost, is he never read it. And the movie is so cool.
What's the name of the movie?
It's called A Ghost Story.
Oh,
It was on Netflix or something like that. And it goes through this theory that ghosts repeat like through time over and over and over again. Because eventually he made it to the house and he found the note, and we don't know what was on the note. But when he read it, the instant he opened and saw it, he disappeared. And like it was like he moved on.
I had a homie named Caesar. He was older than us when we were in high school, so he'd like buy us beer and stuff. He was kind of an outcast. He hung himself in 2012 in his garage. And me and him were really cool, man. We were like really good homies. You know what I'm saying? He was like 5, 6, 7 years older than me. And there's this. What happened was his mom couldn't cut down him, so he had to reach out to a neighbor, which was my homie's dad. So the dad had to cut Caesar down from young himself.
Oh my God.
And yeah, and then the paramedics came, and the paramedics actually knew Albert, like my friend. The paramedics told Albert that like Caesar had a note written. He had written a note and crumbled it up and put it in his pocket. And the note said that I will make them pay. And it usually gets weird, man. I used to hang out in that house like every day, like daily, every day. Maybe it was nighttime. We were always smoking pot. You know what I mean? Jamming. And it was never creepy. I always picked up vibes very quickly when if it's a sketchy house, I'm like, this is a haunted house. I don't want to be here, right? His mom moved out like right after that happened, and Albert still kept in contact with the neighbor. He saw new people move in, and when they moved in, they told Albert that like the dogs would freak out every night, and plates would start breaking, and like the dogs would like go to the bathroom and bark at the bathroom constantly every single night, right? So they moved out within months. And then another family moved in, and they told him that they were experiencing the exact same thing. And that guy had a grandma who was a bone whisperer, and she came to that house, and she literally said there's some, and I'm hearing this from like a third party, you know what I mean? He told me that the neighbor told him that his grandma, bone whisperer lady, told him that if he didn't leave that house, he would die in that house. There was something in that house that was trying to kill him.
Jesus.
And that house was never fucking weird, man. I never went in there after he killed himself in the fucking garage. But it's just scary.
Spooky
It's spooky
stuff.
to think that like if don't kill yourselves, guys. Because imagine like you kill yourselves and then you put yourself in even a worse mental position. Because let's not even get into. Is there a fucking like? Is there a
Afterlife?
Is there an afterlife? And not even is there an afterlife, but is there fucking like feeling after death? But imagine you kill yourself thinking that it'll make yourself feel better. and then you trap yourself as a demon inside of a house, and you're just tormented for the rest of eternity. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but I think that that's what happened to him, and it's scary to think that trying to get out of a shitty situation puts you in something like that. Imagine, dude, like, that's just, it's horrific to think. And just think twice, and it could be a lot worse, man. Things are shitty, but it could obviously be a lot worse.
Definitely.
You know?
Try to talk to a friend.
Talk
If
to
not,
your
talk to
friends.
us.
Talk to us.
I always love to talk to people. But,
Yeah.
man, I would hate to say that you killed the vibes with that story, my friend, but feeling low.
Real.
Feeling low.
Sorry.
But
man.
you know what? It's a good day because we're alive. So it doesn't matter about all those different feelings.
We're breathing. We're seeing.
Might not be
things.
smoke-free air right now, but
Yeah, the smoke is the weed, babe. The smoke is the weed. Well, let's talk about something else. One more thing, and then let's end this podcast because it's about to be an hour. and a
Abby,
half.
give us something to talk about.
Oh, shit.
Let's throw it on the newer co-host.
I think Abby wants to talk about. I'm just kidding. Imagine.
So here's the thing about me, DJ. I am the most indecisive person in the planet.
Abby,
What?
what was it like? I don't know. Shit. Why don't I start it off?
Yeah.
Why don't I?
What was it like? What?
I don't know, Abby, because I don't have the fucking answer to your fucking questions. I don't know. I couldn't finish it because I don't know. I got as far as that, but I can finish what I have to say. And what I have to say is that what do you guys think about bongs that are made in China, man? Because there's a difference between a bong made in China and a bong made by Jeff. There's a very big difference, and that difference is about $2,000 to $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000. Because when it's made in China and it's fucking made by a guy mass producing things, because pipes that are made in China are still blown by hand. They're not blown by a fucking machine. They're still blown by a dude. He's just getting paid way less.
Yeah.
Jeff, on the other hand,
Well,
he has
sometimes though it's a machine. Like there's a whole like
not all the
machine
time.
made. You don't think so?
Not
They're
all
just
the
making
time.
quick
You
molds.
can't make this in a machine, bro. If-
Maybe
No, I know.
not that, but like,
Okay,
but
this is-
like little pipes that we sell for $2 that can be made in a mold.
Yeah.
This is not made in a mold.
No.
This was $75.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This should not be $75. I'm looking at a fat ass bong. If this was made by Jeff, this would be $300. $300
Very
bong.
very high quality glass.
Maybe. But this was made by some guy in the Philippines, most likely with sandals on, no protection to breathe properly, in a fucking hot dungeon, and he made this. And no one talks about that. That's a thing, man. I worked in a smoke shop. We get things from China all the time with Chinese words. You can't read a goddamn thing until you open the packaging, and you're like, oh, it's grinders and bongs. I get it now. And that's the reality of the situation. What do you guys think about that?
What is the question?
Do you think it's wrong? Do you
Do I
think
think
it's
it's
wrong
wrong
that
to-
we're like pretty much, this is the equivalent of fucking people working in a factory for pennies the gap.
But like, so is this shirt.
Oh,
so are
100%.
those microphones.
Oh,
so
yeah.
are those sunglasses. So are those curtains. So is that
Exactly.
tapestry. So are those vinyls. And then it's like,
But this is not necessary.
So basically, you're asking, is it wrong to cut cost
Is
and
it-
to buy from outside of the United States?
Is it wrong to support companies that support corporations that take advantage of literal fucking families for pennies to the dollar?
Yeah, very wrong.
I think it's wrong. But I need this bong, and it's only $75. I'm not gonna.
Does that mean that you're not really? I mean, you bought it,
Yeah.
so you could have went and bought like
I could've-
instead
I
of
could've
buying
bought Jeff's
organic, instead of buying organic or
I
like
think it opens up
buying
a
the-
whole new like topic though of like yes, like people buy from like Chinese markets, they buy from Amazon and like things like that with the knowledge of, oh, this was probably made in a sweatshop, this was probably made, it's so cheap and affordable
Yeah.
because they cut costs. However, I am this close to living in poverty.
Yeah.
I am this close to being on the street, so I have to buy the cheap thing.
Yeah.
And it's like you know, Yes, it's wrong. Yes, it's whatever, but it's also the position that so many Americans have been forced into because of how
Definitely.
screwed up the system is. It's like if you have the bad luck of being born in the lower class, you're probably not going to get out of it.
Not until the end.
It is so expensive to be poor.
Right. So then you're kind of forced into buying those type of objects, and that's why they're supplied so much, because it's what people can afford.
Exactly.
So
People can't
it
afford
creates
that.
this endless like cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
You to in order for like those like locally made things to reach a more affordable price point, because no one's gonna walk in and say that's a nice bong, I'm gonna drop 300. They're gonna go, I can get that exact same bong for $50. I'm gonna get the $50 one.
One out of 20 guys might. 1 out of the 20 guys. Maybe 1 out of 50. 1 out of 50, because there is a market.
It's just like
It's
it would
very
be so
small.
expensive, and it would take so much time, and it would be so chaotic for them to restructure the system that
Yeah.
it's scary and it's overwhelming, and I don't think anyone is up to that task yet.
I think it all kind of comes back to a topic a very touchy topic that we touched not too long ago about the minimum wage and the $15 minimum wage thing. That's very touchy, because if you're saying I'm gonna give $15 to everyone in Texas, that'll blow their fucking minds.
Yeah.
That's twice the fucking minimum wage. That's more than twice the minimum wage, dude. Plus $1. And fucking, it isn't that much for us because it's like $2, $3. It isn't that much to get to 15. $1, but like.
And
but,
sorry,
no,
I'm gonna let you keep going.
And yeah, it just kind of all plays into, you can't change the structure of things that easily. There are people in place. There are, you know what I mean?
It's a very corporate mindset,
Exactly.
in my opinion.
You got to cater to what people can afford. I can afford this because I get paid what I get
It's
paid.
scary to think that like the structure of everything, the economy, and like the way like we like are organized as a society in capitalism it's so fragile. Like if you throw any screw into it that's not supposed to go there.
In my opinion, I feel like they just tell us that, so then we do have these conversations like, it's not possible. But in a sense, I do agree that it is.
And a comment I have towards the minimum wage is like the example of Oregon has already passed the $15 minimum wage.
Oh yeah, we're talking about federal. We're talking about America. I'm not talking about Oregon.
And I understand that, but it's like it is doable if they almost go off a model of like how Oregon has done it. They raise it 50 cents every year. They're not telling, these companies, these small, mom and pop shops that you have to pay $15 now. You got to get that now. It's like, no, it is a small increment increase over a period of years, and we're going to get to that $15.
Well, if they started now, we'll get to where we are in 2040. I'm just saying. Like if they
and that sucks and is terrible, and it should have been raised a long time ago, but in this like society, that is the model that's going to work.
But also, we're in the forest. You know what I mean? like we pay for a lot of things just to survive out here. Like when you're in the desert, you're kind of like
your main focus is a nice house.
Your main focus is a nice house,
Air conditioning.
But in the forest, there's trees, bears. Fucking, you have to like make sure that the water on the street isn't too high. You know what I mean? Fungus grows everywhere. Mold is everywhere. You know what I mean? I was driving through Ashland, and then there's this guy. He's like lighting like the lights in Ashland. That's his job most likely, and like that's where the money goes. Money is in circulation. You wouldn't be able to find that in El Paso, Texas. There's not going to be a guy who's paid to pump your gas, or a guy who's paid to light the lights. There's no thing. And also, I mean, I don't want to change the subject, but like there's more boot makers and hat sewers in Ashland than supermarkets. I can find a fucking
I've never seen a hat sewer in a supermarket.
more of that than supermarkets.
I get what you're saying.
Does that make sense? I could find an artisanal barber faster than I can find a fucking place to get diapers that are cheap in Ashland.
When it's very hard to live in Ashland. It's ridiculous.
That's a different topic, though. Ashland's weird.
We've also been going for like 2 hours.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and.
Are we gonna cut it?
We're gonna kind of wind down. I do think that. Do you think that the minimum wage shouldn't go up? Is that what you're saying?
I think that it should, but not that
quickly
in other areas because they're not ready for it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're not ready for that. Small businesses would not be able to survive. Like, what is it? The palms in Texas,
Yeah.
would boom, if they had to pay $15 an hour, they would be dead a day. Because they're probably paying 4.
Jeez.
And that's a whole nother thing. I
And-
hate that restaurants can get away with like paying under minimum wage.
I had a homie who was working for $2 an hour
Mm-hmm.
plus tips. What kind of bullshit is that? $2 plus tips? Like that's some fucking.
Should be illegal.
That's
So
straight up-
we're only like one of the only countries that make tips a requirement in some places. Like
I don't know.
that's not the way
That's
that
a
is.
whole other topic.
That's
We
not the way it
have-
is in the UK. Like
No,
it's
in
not.
in Germany, it's very rare to tip big. Like
They don't-
like if your bill is like 98, like they'll just round to 100 and your tip's like $2, and that's very normal. But the difference is, I think they get paid a little better,
Exactly.
and it's easier to live there because of like
Should be
health
illegal for
and-
businesses to do that.
Yeah.
You'd have to speak German, and I'm not down for that.
What
Yankee
a comment I
till
will
die.
say is my German teacher. She learned German for a few years before she went over to live there with some host parents, and she went out to a dinner and she sat across from like their grandma, and the grandma spent like 2 to 3 hours just talking back and forth with her and teaching her German and like saying like you're doing so awesome and like making sure she knew the difference between like little things here and there. I'm like, that's like so cool that this stranger just went out of their way because they saw a person excited about the culture and excited about the language.
That is really nice.
Get them hooked while they're young.
Exactly.
Right?
Just like drugs.
16-year-olds drinking beer. That is insane to me that you can. And honestly, it's kind of smart that you can drink before you can drive in a lot of UK countries.
That is very interesting.
I want to go ahead and wrap this up by saying one final message from the Residudes. It's going to be bring weed on a plane.
No.
Yeah, bring weed on a plane. A cart, maybe, or two. Yeah, they're not going to find anything sticking up your butt. Everything will be fine. Bring weed on a plane.
Don't.
That's it.
Don't.
Ooh.
Do
What
your
else?
own free will. But thank you to everybody that listened
Thank
today.
you so
Thanks
much.
for joining
Appreciate it
on
for
the
realsies.
on the Residudes
I think
podcast.
at one point we had 4 people.
Yeah, that was the most that we had. I think.
That's more than the
Wow.
people in this room.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That means
It's
that
awesome.
there was
That's a
1,
great
2.
margin.
That means that in total there
Progress.
was at least 7 people listening. Because
Yeah.
I'm including us. I'm listening to you guys right now. That's
Progress is progress.
Group
Love
focus.
seeing it.
all
Love
right.
seeing it. We got to hit that 50 mark on the subscribers on the channel.
Call us if you want to call
Yep.
us. Like Jay, thanks for calling. If
Definitely.
you're still listening, bro.
If
Love
you
that
want
we
to call
got a
and tell
phone
us
call.
that we're dumb, call us and tell us we're dumb and wrong and why.
Yeah,
Tell us.
argue with
Let's
us.
rap about it.
Yeah. If you want to freestyle, call in. Andrew
Yeah.
Andrew will out rap you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of confidence behind that, yeah.
Yeah.
But thanks again for listening to Residudes Podcast. Join us on Instagram at Residudes. Find us on Twitter at Residudes Media.
We're going to
You
be
know,
going live every day.
A lot of places you can find us. I'm on Instagram at Karmic Residue.
I'm on Instagram at Cannabis Studios.
I am also on Instagram at Absolute Abby.
Absolute Abby.
It's a dope name.
I came up with that name.
It's nothing exciting, guys. It's super original content. It's just bong grips. 21 and up, guys, for all of our channels also.
Definitely, yes. Please make sure that if you are not of legal age, do not smoke marijuana unless you are allowed to by a caregiver or any other laws, but just be 21 and up. That's the only type of audience we really want, especially with what we talked about today.
Or
Yes.
not.
There's
You know,
a lot of butthole play
or
that
be-
Andrew was talking
or
about.
Be under 21. It doesn't matter. Age doesn't. Right? Oh, wait. No, age does matter. 21 and up.
Thank
Only.
you.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Coming to
But,
conclusions.
yep. Thank you guys. Appreciate you so much.
You are now listening to Residudes Media Production.